My beloved soul, something is about to happen that will not repeat itself in the same way again. This is not just another message you casually listen to and forget. No, this is a moment that was written long before you were even aware of it. And right now, as you are hearing these words, time itself feels like it is holding its breath. Because someone is coming. Yes, a person is already on their way toward you, carrying something hidden, something that has your name written on it in the spiritual realm. Archangel Michael is speaking clearly at this very moment. You must not ignore this. You must not delay your awareness. Because what is about to arrive at your door is not ordinary. It is a divine encounter wrapped in human form. Feel this deeply, because this is where many lose their blessing. A person who is coming will not look like a miracle. They will not arrive with signs or grand announcements. There will be no thunder, no visible light, no dramatic entrance. And that is exactly why this message is urgent. Because if you are expecting something obvious, you may completely miss what heaven is placing right in front of you. There is a hidden gift, not something you can easily measure or hold in your hands, but something far more powerful. A shift, a Ganarian, a key that unlocks a door you didn't even realize was closed. And yet, here is the warning. This gift is also a test of your spirit, your awareness, your ability to see beyond appearances. Why you? Have you been asking that question? The truth is, this moment has been aligned with your journey because of everything you've endured. The confusion, the waiting, the silent battles that no one else saw. They were not meaningless. They were shaping your ability to recognize this exact moment. But here is the uncomfortable truth. Being chosen does not guarantee success. Awareness does. And this is why you are hearing this now before the knock happens. Because there will be a moment, a very small window, where your response will determine everything. Will you pause and truly see? Or will you brush it off, distracted by routine, doubt, or fear? Many have stood at this exact doorway in their lives and missed it, simply because they were not ready to perceive what was hidden beneath the surface. Archangel Michael warns that the enemy often works hardest just before such encounters. You may feel distracted. You may feel unusually tired, confused, or even slightly irritated without reason. These are not random feelings. They are subtle attempts to pull your attention away from what truly matters. But listen carefully, you are not unprotected. You are not alone in this moment. There is a divine presence guiding you, whispering to your spirit, preparing your heart. The question is, will you listen? Because very soon, there will be a knock. It may not even be a physical sound. It could be a message, a meeting, a sudden interaction that feels small on the surface but carries something deeper. And when it happens, everything in your spirit must be awake. Do not underestimate this. Do not delay your awareness. What is coming carries purpose, and what you do next will echo far beyond this moment. Listen closely, because what you are about to understand may challenge everything you thought a blessing should look like. The one who is coming will not appear extraordinary. There will be no visible sign that separates them from anyone else. No glowing presence, no immediate feeling of awe. In fact, if you are not spiritually alert, you may overlook them entirely. This is not by accident. This is by divine design. Archangel Michael reveals that heaven often wraps its most powerful assignments in the most ordinary appearances. Why? Because true spiritual vision is not about what your eyes see. It is about what your spirit discerns. And in this moment, you are being called to rise above surface-level judgment and step into a deeper awareness. Here's a pattern that has repeated throughout time. Those who carry divine gifts are often underestimated. They may come with simplicity, humility, or even a presence that feels familiar rather than overwhelming. And this familiarity is what causes many to miss their moment. They expect something grand, something obvious, something undeniable. But heaven does not always work that way. You must understand this clearly. The person who is coming may already exist within your current world. It could be someone you briefly encountered before, someone you passed by without giving much thought, or someone who reappears suddenly, as if by coincidence. But there are no coincidences in divine timing. Every meeting, every reconnection, every unexpected encounter carries intention. Have you recently thought about someone out of nowhere? Have you felt a strange pull toward a certain person, even without understanding why? These are not random thoughts. These are signals, subtle nudges preparing your awareness for what is about to unfold. And yet, many ignore these signs because they seem too small, too insignificant to matter. Archangel Michael warns that spiritual blindness does not come from lack of sight, it comes from assumption. When you assume that nothing meaningful can come from an ordinary moment, you close the door before it even opens. You silence your own discernment. And in doing so, you risk missing what was meant specifically for you. There is also something else you must be aware of. Not every feeling will be clear or comfortable. Sometimes, divine encounters carry a sense of mystery, a quiet unease mixed with curiosity. This does not mean something is wrong. It often means something is deeper than what your mind can immediately understand. Your spirit recognizes it before your logic does. This is why your awareness must be sharp. Not fearful but attentive. Undoubtful but open. Because the person who is coming will not announce their purpose. They will not say, "I carry a gift for you." Instead, the truth will be hidden beneath layers of normal interaction. A conversation, a gesture, a moment that feels simple yet leaves a lasting impression you cannot ignore. And here is the truth that may surprise you the most. This encounter is not only about receiving, it is also about revealing something within you. The way you respond, the way you listen, the way you perceive, all of it will reflect the level of your spiritual readiness. Archangel Michael is urging you now to release expectations. Let go of the idea that blessings must arrive in a certain form. Because the more rigid your expectations are, the easier it becomes to overlook what does not match them. The identity of this person will remain hidden until the moment is right. But the preparation is happening now. You are being trained to see differently, to feel more deeply, to recognize the subtle movement of divine intention in everyday life. So when the moment comes when the path of your life crosses with theirs in a way that feels almost too natural, do not dismiss it. Do not rush past it. Pause. Observe. Feel. Because what appears ordinary may be carrying something extraordinary meant only for you. Beloved listener, now you must prepare your heart to understand the truth about the gift itself, because what is coming toward you is not what the world usually calls a blessing. It will not necessarily arrive as money, status, or something you can immediately celebrate with others. No, this gift carries a deeper power, one that shifts your path in ways you may not fully understand at first. Archangel Michael speaks with clarity in this moment. The gift being sent to you is transformational. It is designed to unlock something within you that has been waiting for the right moment to awaken. This is not just about what you receive externally, it is about what is activated internally. There is something inside you, something that has been dormant, quiet, almost hidden beneath the weight of your daily life and past experiences. You may have felt it at times, like a whisper telling you there is more to your life than what you are currently seeing. That feeling was not your imagination. It was a glimpse of what is now about to be stirred awake. And this is where many people become confused. Because when the gift arrives, it may not feel comfortable at first. It may challenge your way of thinking. It may ask you to step outside of routines that once felt safe. And in that moment, you will face a choice: to embrace the unfamiliar or to retreat back into what feels predictable. Archangel Michael warns that many have stood at this exact crossroads and turned away, not because the gift was not real, but because it did not match their expectations. They were looking for ease, but the gift brought growth. They were looking for certainty, but the gift brought transformation. Understand this deeply. A true divine gift does not always make your life easier, it makes your life aligned. This gift could come in the form of an opportunity that requires courage. It could come as a conversation that shifts your entire perspective. It could even arrive as a connection that pushes you to confront something you have been avoiding. But within that moment lies a key that opens a door you could not access on your own. There is also a sacred responsibility attached to this gift. Once it is presented to you, you cannot unknow it. You cannot return to the same level of awareness you had before. This is why preparation is happening now, before the encounter takes place. Because when the moment comes, hesitation can become the greatest obstacle. Archangel Michael is urging you to trust your inner knowing more than your external doubts. The mind will try to analyze, question, and even dismiss what does not immediately make sense. But your spirit will recognize the truth instantly. It will feel like a quiet certainty, a deep resonance that cannot be explained but cannot be denied. And yet, here is the warning you must not ignore. Some people reject this kind of gift because it requires them to change. It requires them to let go of old patterns, old fears, even old identities. And not everyone is willing to do that, even when something greater is being offered. Do not let that be your story. You have been guided to this message for a reason. You are being given awareness before the moment arrives so that when it does, you will not be caught unprepared. You will recognize it. You will feel it. And most importantly, you will not turn away from it. Because this gift, this hidden, powerful, life-altering gift carries the potential to redirect your entire journey towards something higher, something deeper, something that aligns with the purpose your soul has always carried. The question is not whether the gift is real. The question is, will you receive it? If this message is touching something deep within you, if you feel that quiet confirmation rising in your spirit, then do not stay silent. Type "I receive the gift" in the comments if you are ready to accept what is being sent to you. Blessing code 639 is now activated over your life. And as this truth settles into your heart, understand this: when you choose to receive, you also become a vessel through which blessings can reach others. There are messages like this, messages that awaken, guide, and prepare souls, that are reaching people at the exact moment they need them most. And you can be part of that divine movement. I feel called to help this message reach someone who is still in darkness. If that thought has crossed your heart even for a second, that is not SL Luce Ikaki Yeri, that is a calling. The word says, "Give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." This is not just a verse, it is a living promise being spoken over you right now. When you support this mission through Super Thanks or through the PayPal link in the description and QR code, you are not just giving, you are planting a seed into fertile spiritual ground. A seed that will rise, multiply, and return to you in ways you cannot predict. This is a moment of action, a moment of alignment. Do not ignore it. So with intention, you with faith, and step into the flow of divine abundance that is already being released over your life. There is something you must understand. and it may change the way you see your entire past. This moment, the one you are about to step into, did not arrive late. It was not delayed by mistake. It was held back on purpose. Archangel Michael is revealing a truth that many struggle to accept. Divine timing is not controlled by your plan, but by your readiness. You may have asked before, why did this not happen sooner? You may have looked at your life and felt like opportunities passed you by, like doors remained closed no matter how hard you tried to open them. There may have been moments when you felt forgotten, overlooked, or even abandoned. But what you did not see was the preparation taking place beneath the surface. Every delay carried purpose. Every moment of waiting was shaping something inside you. Your strength was being built. Your awareness was being sharpened. Your spirit was being trained to recognize what your eyes alone could never understand. And without that preparation, this moment, this upcoming encounter, would not have had the same impact. Imagine receiving something powerful before you are ready to handle it. It would either overwhelm you or you would misinterpret it entirely. That is why heaven does not rush. That is why certain doors remain closed until the exact moment your spirit is aligned with what is behind them. Archangel Michael explains that what felt like rejection in your past was often protection. Situations that did not work out, people who walked away, plans that suddenly collapsed. These were not signs that you were being denied. They were signs that you were being redirected. Because what is coming now required a different version of you. The version of you from the past may have missed it, may have doubted it, may have walked away from it without even realizing its value. But the version of you who exists right now, the one who has endured, learned, questioned, and grown, that version is capable of seeing deeper. And that is why the timing is now. There is also another layer to this truth. Divine timing does not only depend on you, it also depends on the one who is coming. Their journey, their preparation, their alignment had to reach a certain point as well. Because this is not this is a meeting that has been arranged beyond what your physical mind can comprehend. Both paths had to align. Both journeys had to reach the same moment. And now that moment is approaching. You may feel a sense of urgency rising within you, even if you cannot explain why. You may feel like something is shifting, like the atmosphere around your life is changing in subtle ways. This is not your imagination. This is the result of everything finally coming into alignment. Archangel Michael is reminding you not to let impatience steal your clarity. Because sometimes, when people have waited for so long, they become restless right before the breakthrough. They lose focus. They become distracted. And in that state, they risk missing what they have been waiting for all along. Do not fall into that pattern. Instead, recognize the sacredness of this timing. Honor the journey that brought you here, even the painful parts, especially the painful parts, because those experiences carved out the space within you that is now ready to receive something greater. This is not a SL Huchea or Ste Yuri. This is not luck. This is alignment. And alignment does not happen randomly. It happens when preparation meets purpose. So if you feel like things are finally starting to make sense, if you feel like the pieces of your life are slowly coming together, trust that feeling. It is confirmation that you are standing at the edge of something significant. Do not look back with regret. Do not question why it took so long. Instead, understand this: if it had happened any sooner, it would not have carried the same power. Now you are ready. Now your spirit can recognize what is hidden. Now your response can be different. And that is why this moment had to wait until now. There is a truth you must now face with complete honesty. Not every blessing arrives as comfort. Some arrive as a question. Some arrive as a moment that feels ordinary on the outside, yet carries a weight your spirit cannot ignore. And this is where the test begins. Archangel Michael is making this clear. The encounter that is coming will not only reveal what is being offered to you, it will reveal who you have become. This is not just about receiving a gift. This is about how you respond when that gift is placed in front of you without explanation, without certainty, and without guarantees. Because the truth is, you will not be told, this is your moment. You will not hear a voice announcing that this is the encounter that will shift your path. Instead, it will feel like a simple interaction, a passing moment, something easy to overlook if your spirit is not alert. And within that simplicity lies the test. Will you slow down enough to notice what others would ignore? Will you listen beyond words and feel what is unspoken? Or will you react from habit, from assumption, from the same patterns that have shaped your past decisions? Archangel Michael warns that the greatest in moments like these is not fear alone. It is familiarity. When something feels too normal, too common, too close to your everyday experience, your mind may immediately label it as unimportant. And in doing so, you close yourself off before the truth even has a chance to reveal itself. This is why discernment is so critical. Discernment is not about overthinking or analyzing every detail. It is about being present. It is about allowing your spirit to guide your attention toward what truly matters. There will be subtle signals, small shifts in energy, a feeling that something about the moment is different, even if you cannot explain why. Do not ignore those signals, because this test will not come with clear instructions. It will not tell you what to do or how to respond. Instead, it will quietly observe your reaction. It will reflect your level of awareness, your openness, your willingness to step beyond what is comfortable. And here is something even deeper to understand. The test is not about perfection. You are not expected to respond flawlessly. You are not expected to have all the answers. What matters is your willingness to remain open, to remain aware, and to trust what your spirit is telling you, even when your mind is unsure. Archangel Michael explains that many people fail this kind of test not because they are unworthy, but because they are distracted. Their attention is divided. Their thoughts are consumed by worries, routines, or assumptions. And because of that, they miss the subtlety of the moment. But you are being prepared differently. You are being called to rise above distraction, to become present in a way that allows you to truly see what is in front of you. Because when this encounter happens, it will require more than just a quick reaction. It will require awareness, patience, and a willingness to pause. There may also be emotions involved. You may feel uncertain. You may feel hesitant. You may even question whether you are reading the situation correctly. That is part of the test as well, because growth often begins in uncertainty. The key is not to retreat from that feeling, but to move through it with awareness. Ask yourself in that moment, what am I truly sensing right now? Not what your fears are telling you, not what your past experiences are projecting onto the situation, but what your inner knowing is quietly revealing. Because that inner knowing is where the truth resides. And here is the final layer of this test. Your response will create a ripple effect. What you choose in that moment will not only impact what you receive, but also what unfolds next. Doors can open or remain closed. Paths can shift or stay the same. Archangel Michael is urging you to understand the weight of this moment, not to create fear, but to awaken your awareness. This is not something to approach casually. This is something to meet with intention. You are not being judged. You are being revealed. And when the moment comes when the encounter unfolds in a way that feels simple yet strangely significant, remember this. Pause. Observe. Feel. Because hidden within that ordinary moment is a test that holds the power to change everything. There is a quiet shift that always happens before a divine encounter enters your life. It does not arrive suddenly without warning. It begins subtly, gently, almost like a whisper moving through your thoughts, your emotions, and your surroundings. And if you are paying attention, you will begin to notice that something is different. Archangel Michael is revealing this clearly. Before the moment arrives, the spirit is always prepared. Signs are sent ahead, not to confuse you, but to awaken you. These signs may not be loud or dramatic. In fact, they are often so simple that many people dismiss them without a second thought. But you are being called to see beyond that, because what seems small on the surface can carry deep meaning underneath. You may begin to notice a repetition in your thoughts. A certain idea, a memory, or even a person may keep appearing in your mind without clear reason. You may try to push it away, thinking it is random, but it continues to return. This is not sluchakakien or yuri. This is preparation. Your awareness is being gently directed toward something that is about to connect with your reality. At the same time, your emotions may begin to shift in unexpected ways. There may be moments where you feel unusually sensitive, aware, or even restless. You may not be able to explain why you feel this way, and that uncertainty can feel uncomfortable. But understand, this discomfort is not always a warning. Sometimes, it is a sign of movement, an indication that something within you is adjusting to a new level of awareness. Archangel Michael explains that dreams can also become more vivid during this time. You may experience symbolic visions, unusual scenarios, or even encounters that feel real when you wake up. These are not meant to confuse you. They are part of a deeper communication, one that speaks to your spirit when your conscious mind is at rest. Do not ignore these dreams. You do not need to understand every detail, but you should acknowledge the feeling they leave behind. Because often, it is not the image itself that matters, but the emotion and message connected to it. Another sign you may notice is synchronicity. Small, seemingly unrelated events that begin to align in ways that feel too precise to be coincidence. You may hear the same phrase multiple times in different places. You may encounter the same type of situation repeatedly. Or you may find yourself in the right place at the exact moment something meaningful happens. These moments are not random. They are signals pointing you toward alignment. Archangel Michael is guiding you to understand that these signs are like footsteps leading up to the door. Each one is preparing you, not only to recognize the encounter, but to respond to it with clarity. But here is the warning you must take seriously. Ignoring these signs does not stop the encounter from happening, it only weakens your ability to recognize it. When you dismiss what your spirit is trying to show you, you create distance between yourself and your own awareness. You begin to rely only on logic, only on what can be immediately explained. And in doing so, you risk becoming blind to what is unfolding right in front of you. That is why this moment requires balance. You are not being asked to become fearful or overly analytical. You are being asked to become attentive, to slow down enough to notice what you would normally overlook, to listen not only with your ears, but with your inner awareness. There may also be a sense of anticipation building within you, a feeling that something is about to happen, even if you cannot define it. This feeling may come and go, but it will leave an impression that is difficult to ignore. That is your spirit recognizing what your mind has not yet caught up with. Trust that feeling. Archangel Michael reassures you that you are not being left to figure this out alone. Every sign, every shift, every subtle nudge is part of a guidance system designed specifically for you. But it only works if you are willing to pay attention. So as these signs begin to appear, do not rush past them. Pause when something feels different. Reflect when something repeats. Acknowledge when something touches your spirit in a way you cannot explain. Because these are not just random moments. They are preparation. They are alignment. They are the quiet signals that the moment you have been waiting for is closer than you think. And when the knock finally comes, these signs will be the reason you recognize it. There is something you must be made aware of right now, because it explains why. Just as you begin to feel closer to clarity, everything suddenly feels harder. The closer you move toward a divine encounter, the stronger the resistance becomes. This is not a coincidence. This is not your imagination. This is a deliberate attempt to pull your focus away from what truly matters. Archangel Michael speaks with authority. Before every breakthrough, there is a battle for your attention. Understand this deeply. The enemy does not always come in obvious ways. It does not always appear as something clearly negative or harmful. Instead, it often works through subtle distractions, small interruptions, and quiet shifts in your thoughts that slowly pull you away from awareness. You may begin to feel unusually tired, even when you have done nothing that should exhaust you. You may find your mind wandering more than usual, struggling to stay focused on what is important. Tasks may feel heavier. Decisions may feel more confusing. And thoughts of doubt may begin to rise, questioning everything you have been sensing. This is how distraction works. It does not attack you directly. It surrounds you quietly until your clarity becomes clouded. Archangel Michael reveals that one of the most common tactics is doubt. A quiet voice that whispers, "What if this is not real? What if you are overthinking? What if nothing is actually happening?" These thoughts may seem logical, even but they are designed to disconnect you from your inner knowing. Because once you begin to doubt what you feel, you stop trusting your awareness. And when that happens, you become easier to distract. Another tactic is emotional disturbance. You may feel irritation without clear reason. You may become more sensitive to small problems. Situations that normally would not affect you may suddenly feel overwhelming. This emotional noise is not sluchikakien or yes or este or ya nea. It is a deference. It is designed to occupy your attention so completely that you have no space left to notice the subtle signs around you. But here is the truth you must hold on to. Not every thought you think is yours. Not every emotion you feel is meant to guide you. Some are placed to test your focus. Archangel Michael is urging you to become aware of this difference. To pause when a negative thought appears and ask yourself, does this bring clarity or confusion? Because divine guidance brings peace, even when it challenges you. But distraction brings noise, pressure, and urgency without direction. There is also something else you must not overlook. Distraction often increases right before something important happens. This is why you may feel like everything is becoming chaotic all at once. Plans may shift unexpectedly. Interruptions may occur more frequently. You may feel pulled in multiple directions at the same time. This is not a sign to step back. This is a sign to become more focused than ever before. Because when your attention is divided, your awareness weakens. And when your awareness weakens, the moment you have been preparing for becomes harder to recognize. Archangel Michael reminds you that you are not powerless in this situation. You are not meant to be controlled by these distractions. You are meant to rise above them. And the way you do that is simple, but powerful. You return to stillness. You slow your thoughts. You become present. Even for a few moments, stepping away from noise, whether it is external or internal, can restore your clarity. It allows your spirit to come forward again, guiding you back to what truly matters. There is strength in awareness. There is power in choosing what you focus on. And right now, your focus is being tested. Do not give your attention to every passing thought. Do not allow temporary emotions to control your actions. Instead, observe them and let them pass. Because the truth within you is not loud or chaotic. It is steady. It is calm. It is clear. Archangel Michael is standing as your protector in this moment, reminding you that no distraction has authority over you unless you give it attention. You are guided. You are supported. And you are capable of seeing through what is being placed in your path. So when confusion rises, choose clarity. When doubt appears, return to trust. When distractions surround you, center yourself in stillness. Because beyond all of this noise, something real is approaching. And if you remain focused, you will not miss it. There comes a moment so quiet, so ordinary on the surface, that most people would pass through it without ever realizing its importance. But for you, this moment will feel different. Not because of what you see, but because of what you feel deep within. This is the moment when everything shifts. Archangel Michael speaks with precision. The knock will not always be heard with your ears. It will be recognized by your spirit. You may be going about your day as usual. Nothing dramatic. Nothing out of place. And then suddenly an interaction happens. A message arrives. A person appears in your space in a way that feels natural. Almost too natural. There is no announcement, no warning. Just a moment that seems simple on the outside. But inside something stirs. A quiet awareness. A subtle pull. A feeling that says, pay attention. This is the shift. And here is where everything you have been prepared for comes into focus. Because in that moment, your response becomes the key. Not a rushed reaction. Not something driven by habit, but a conscious, aware presence that allows you to truly see what is happening. Archangel Michael is guiding you to slow down when this moment arrives. You do not need to act immediately. You do not need to force understanding. What you need is awareness. Observe the person. Listen beyond their words. Feel the energy of the interaction. Because hidden within that exchange is something more than what is being shown on the surface. You may notice that time feels slightly different in that moment. Either it slows down, allowing you to become deeply present, or it passes quickly, yet leaves a strong impression that stays with you long after. This is not This is your spirit recognizing that something significant has just occurred. And still the test remains, because nothing will clearly confirm it for you. There will be no voice saying, this is it. There will only be your inner knowing and your willingness to trust it. Archangel Michael warns that hesitation can quietly close doors, not because the opportunity disappears instantly, but because the moment of clarity fades when it is not honored. When you ignore what you feel, you begin to disconnect from it. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to return to that original awareness. This does not mean you must act impulsively. It means you must remain present and open. It means you must allow yourself to fully experience the moment without dismissing it or rushing past it. There may also be a sense of unfamiliarity. Even if the situation appears normal, something about it may feel new, different, or slightly outside of your comfort zone. This is not a sign to withdraw. It is a sign that you are stepping into something that is meant to expand you. Growth rarely feels comfortable in the beginning. But within that discomfort lies transformation. Archangel Michael is reminding you that this moment is not sluchaikaki enyerikaki. It has been aligned with precision. Every step that led you here, every sign, every preparation, every shift has brought you to this exact point. And now, the door is in front of you. Not a physical door, but a spiritual one. And your awareness is the handle. Will you recognize it? Will you pause long enough to truly see what is being offered? Or will the moment pass like any other, unnoticed and unclaimed? This is where your journey takes a turn. This is where everything you have learned becomes real. This is where the hidden gift moves from possibility into reality. So when it happens, do not rush. Do not doubt. Do not look for perfection. Simply be present. Because in that presence you will know. If you feel this message deep within your spirit, if something inside you is saying, "This is real," then do not stay silent. Type "I am ready" for the shift in the comments if you are prepared to recognize your moment. Lesson code 842 is now activated over your path. And as this sacred shift settles into your heart, hear this call clearly. This message is not just reaching you by chance. It is flowing like a river, seeking every soul who is standing at their own doorway, waiting without knowing what they are waiting for. I am choosing to help this light reach someone before their moment passes. If this thought is rising within you, it is not sluchaikaki. It is a divine invitation. The word declares, "Those who sow in tears shall reap in joy." This is not just a promise. It is a living kav blessing moving through your obedience right now. When you release your seed through Super Thanks or through the PayPal link placed in the description and QR code, you are stepping into alignment with this very message. You are not just giving, you are unlocking doors for others. You are becoming a vessel through which timing, truth, and awakening reach those who are still in darkness. This is a prophetic moment. Do not delay your response. So now, act now, and watch how what you release returns to you multiplied, overflowing, and divinely appointed. There is a powerful shift that begins the moment you choose to accept what is being offered to you. It may not happen all at once. It may not feel dramatic in the beginning. But something deep within your life starts to realign in ways that cannot be reversed. Because acceptance is activation. Archangel Michael speaks with certainty. When you receive what has been divinely sent, you step into a path that was prepared specifically for your soul. This is where many underestimate the weight of their decision. They think accepting the gift is just a single moment, a simple yes or no. But in truth, it is the beginning of a transformation that unfolds over time, touching every area of your life. At first, the changes may feel subtle. You may begin to notice that certain things no longer resonate with you the way they once did. Old habits, old patterns, even certain relationships may start to feel out of alignment. This is not loss, this is realignment. Because when you accept something higher, everything that does not match that level begins to shift. You may also experience new opportunities appearing in unexpected ways. Doors that once seemed closed may begin to open. Conversations may lead to new directions. Paths you never considered before may suddenly feel possible. This is not coincidence. This is the result of stepping into alignment with what was meant for you. Archangel Michael explains that this kind of transformation is not always comfortable, but it is always purposeful. Growth requires movement, and movement often requires leaving behind what is familiar. But here is the beauty of it. When you accept the gift, you are not walking into the unknown alone. You are stepping into a guided path, a path where each step reveals the next, even if you cannot see the full journey ahead. There is also a deeper change that takes place within you. Your awareness expands. You begin to see things differently. Situations that once confused you start to make sense. You develop a stronger sense of discernment, allowing you to recognize what aligns with your purpose and what does not. This is one of the greatest blessings of all, because once your awareness shifts, you cannot return to the same level of understanding you had before. Archangel Michael is revealing that acceptance also strengthens your connection to divine guidance. You become more attuned to the subtle signs, the quiet nudges, the inner knowing that guides your decisions. What once felt uncertain begins to feel clear. But there is something important you must not overlook. Accepting the gift does not mean your life will suddenly become free of challenges. Instead, it means your challenges will now serve a purpose. They will shape you, refine you, and guide you toward something greater. Every step forward will carry meaning. Every obstacle will hold a lesson. Every moment will contribute to your growth. And as this transformation unfolds, you may begin to notice something else, a sense of peace that remains even in uncertainty. Not because everything is perfect, but because you know you are moving in the right direction. This is alignment. This is what happens when you say yes to what has been placed before you. Archangel Michael reminds you that this path is not sluchaikaki enyurikaki. It was prepared with intention, designed to lead you toward the life your soul was meant to live. And as you walk this path, you will begin to see the long-term impact of your decision. The connections you form, the opportunities you receive, the growth you experience, all of it will trace back to that one moment where you chose to accept what was given to you. That moment becomes a turning point, a shift in direction, a new beginning. So do not underestimate the power of your choice. Because accepting the gift is not just about receiving something in the present, it is about unlocking a future that was waiting for your agreement. And once you step into it, everything begins to change. There is a truth that must be spoken with clarity, even if it feels uncomfortable to hear. Not every opportunity returns in the same form once it has been missed. This does not mean that all hope is lost, but it does mean that timing matters more than most people realize. Because when a moment is divinely aligned, it carries a specific energy, a specific opening, a specific path that exists only for that time. Archangel Michael speaks with honesty. When awareness is ignored, the door does not always close forever, but it may not open the same way again. If the sign is missed, if the encounter passes without recognition, life may continue as normal on the surface. Nothing dramatic may seem to happen immediately. You may move forward, continuing your routines, your patterns, your everyday responsibilities. But something subtle begins to shift beneath that surface. There may be a quiet feeling, one that is difficult to explain. A sense that something important was overlooked. Not a loud regret, but a gentle awareness that a moment passed without being fully seen. This feeling may come and go, appearing at unexpected times, reminding you that there was more to that experience than you realized in the moment. This is not meant to bring guilt. It is meant to bring understanding. Because missed moments are not punishments, they are lessons. Archangel Michael explains that when a sign is missed, it often leads to delay rather than denial. The path does not disappear completely, but it may take longer to reach the same destination. New experiences may be required. Additional lessons may need to unfold. Growth may take a different route, and that route can feel more challenging. Because what could have been understood in one moment may now take multiple experiences to reveal. There is also the possibility that a similar opportunity may appear again, but not in the same way, not with the same clarity, and not at the same time. It may come through a different person, a different situation, or a different set of circumstances. And without awareness, it can be missed again. This is why recognition is so important. Not just for this moment, but for every moment that follows. Archangel Michael is reminding you that hesitation is often the reason these moments are missed. Not a lack of worth, not a lack of ability, but a pause that turns into inaction, a feeling that is ignored, a thought that is dismissed before it is explored. And in that hesitation, the window begins to close. But hear this clearly: missing a sign does not mean you are abandoned. It does not mean you are no longer guided. It simply means that awareness must grow stronger. Because life will continue to present you with opportunities to learn, to recognize, and to align. But the ease of those opportunities depends on your willingness to see them when they appear. There is also a deeper layer to this truth. When a moment is missed, it often reveals the patterns that caused it to be overlooked. Distraction, doubt, fear, assumption. These patterns do not disappear on their own. They must be recognized and addressed. Otherwise, they repeat. Archangel Michael urges you not to focus on fear of missing out, but on strengthening your awareness moving forward. Because the purpose of this message is not to create anxiety, it is to awaken your attention, to help you see clearly, to help you respond differently. Because even if something has been missed in the past, this moment, right now, is still within your control. You are still here. You are still aware. You are still being guided. And that means you still have the ability to recognize what is placed before you. Do not dwell on what could have been. Do not allow regret to take your focus away from the present. Instead, use this understanding as a tool, a way to show up a new perception, a way to deepen your awareness, a way to ensure that when the next moment arrives, you are ready. Because life is not only about the opportunities you receive, it is about how you respond to them. And the truth is, the more aware you become, the fewer moments you will miss. So stand in this awareness now. Let it guide you. Let it strengthen you. Because whether the moment is still ahead or already approaching, your ability to recognize it will determine everything that follows. There is something you can do in this very moment that will determine how clearly you recognize what is coming. This is not about waiting passively. This is not about hoping that everything will simply fall into place. This is about preparation, intentional, quiet, powerful preparation that begins within you. Because before the encounter happens externally, it must be received internally. Archangel Michael speaks with guidance. Preparation is not about doing more. It is about becoming more aware of what already exists within you. The first step is stillness. Not the kind of stillness where nothing is happening, but the kind where everything becomes clear. You must create moments in your day where you step away from noise, whether it is the noise of the world or the noise of your own thoughts. Even a few minutes of intentional silence can shift your awareness in ways you may not expect. When you become still, you begin to notice what was always there but often overlooked. Your thoughts slow down, your emotions settle, and your inner voice, the one that guides you, becomes easier to hear. This is where clarity begins. Archangel Michael reminds you that preparation also requires release. There may be thoughts, fears, or past experiences that you are holding on to without realizing it. These can cloud your awareness, making it harder to recognize what is being presented to you. Ask yourself honestly, is there anything I am holding on to that no longer serves me? It could be doubt from past failures. It could be fear of making the wrong decision. It could even be expectations about how things should happen. Whatever it is, acknowledge it and begin to let it go. Because what is coming does not need to fit into your past. It needs space to enter your present. Another important step is strengthening your trust. Trust is not something that appears instantly. It is built through small, consistent moments of listening to your inner knowing and honoring it. When you feel a subtle nudge, pay attention to it. When something feels aligned, allow yourself to explore it. These small acts of trust create a foundation that will support you when the bigger moment arrives. Archangel Michael is guiding you to also protect your energy during this time. Not everyone around you will understand what you are sensing. Not every environment will support your awareness. This does not mean you must isolate yourself, but it does mean you must be mindful of what you allow to influence your thoughts and emotions. Choose what you focus on carefully. Limit distractions that pull you away from your center. Surround yourself, as much as possible, with things that bring clarity rather than confusion. Because your environment shapes your awareness more than you may realize. There is also power in intention. Speak clearly, even if only within yourself. I am ready to recognize what is meant for me. I am open to receiving with clarity and trust. These words are not just statements, they are alignments. They signal your willingness to be aware, to be present, to be receptive. And when intention is combined with awareness, preparation becomes complete. Archangel Michael reassures you that you are not being asked to be perfect. You are not expected to remove every doubt or eliminate every distraction. What matters is your willingness to become aware of them and to gently return your focus to what truly matters. Because preparation is not about control. It is about readiness. And readiness is a state of being, not a list of actions. As you move forward from this moment, carry this awareness with you. Let it guide how you think, how you feel, and how you respond to the world around you. Notice the small shifts. Pay attention to the subtle signs. Trust the quiet voice within you. Because when the encounter arrives, your preparation will be the reason you recognize it. You will not need external confirmation. You will not need anyone to tell you what it means. You will feel it. You will know it. And you will be ready. This is your moment to align, to center, to prepare, not out of fear, but out of awareness. Because what is coming is not slujagaki and yurikaki. It is intentional. And now so are you. Beloved soul, as you stand at the edge of this moment, this sacred turning point, there is something your heart needs to hear above all else. You are not alone in this journey. You have never been alone. Every step you have taken, even the uncertain ones, have been watched, guided, and gently aligned toward this exact point in your life. Now the moment has either arrived or is just about to unfold. And whether you recognized it instantly or needed time to understand it, what matters most is this: you are aware now, and awareness brings peace. Archangel Michael speaks with reassurance. Once a soul awakens to divine timing, fear begins to lose its hold, and peace takes its place. There is a calm that follows understanding, a quiet confidence that settles within you when you realize that your life is not random, that your encounters are not accidental, and that even the smallest moments can carry divine purpose. This peace does not come from knowing every detail. It comes from trusting that whatever unfolds is aligned with something greater than what you can see. If you accepted the gift, if you paused, listened, and allowed your spirit to guide your response, then know this: you have stepped into alignment, and that alignment will continue to reveal itself in the days ahead. You may begin to notice things falling into place with a sense of ease. Not because life becomes perfect, but because your path becomes clear. And even if you feel uncertain, if you are still reflecting, still questioning, there is no condemnation here. Awareness itself is a powerful shift. It means you are no longer moving blindly. It means you are growing, learning, and becoming more connected to the truth within you. Archangel Michael reminds you that peace is not found in having all the answers. It is found in trusting the process, in knowing that each moment carries meaning, even when it is not fully understood. So release the pressure to be perfect. Release the fear of missing something. Instead, embrace the peace of knowing that you are guided. Because from this moment forward, your awareness will not be the same. You will begin to notice things you once overlooked. You will feel more connected to your intuition. You will respond with greater clarity. And this is the true gift. Not just the encounter itself, but who you have become because of it. There is also comfort in knowing that divine timing does not rush and does not fail. What is meant for you will continue to find its way toward you, in the right form, at the right time. Your role is not to control it, your role is to remain open, aware, and willing to receive. Archangel Michael stands as your protector and guide, reminding you that your path is supported, your spirit is strong, and your journey is unfolding exactly as it should. So take a deep breath and allow that peace to settle within you. Because the moment you were preparing for is no longer something distant. It is part of your reality now. And whatever comes next, you are ready for it. If you feel this peace, if you feel this truth settling deep within your spirit, then do not keep it silent. Type "I trust the divine timing" in the comments if you receive this message with clarity. Blessing code 911 is now released over your life. And as this peace flows through you, hear this calling with an open heart. This message did not reach you by accident. It was sent, guided, and delivered at the exact moment your soul was ready to receive it. But there are still so many who are standing at their own doorway, unaware that their moment is near. I feel led to help this message reach someone before their opportunity passes. If this thought is rising within you, it is not just a feeling. It is a divine instruction. The word is alive right now, speaking directly to you. Those who bring light to others will themselves be surrounded by light. This is your moment to act in alignment with that promise. When you release your seed through Super Thanks or through the PayPal link in the description and QR code, you are not simply giving. You are opening doors for someone else's awakening. You are becoming a vessel through which clarity, timing, and divine encounters reach those who are still in darkness. This is not a casual action. This is a prophetic step. Do not wait. Do not hesitate. So now, give now, and step into the flow of blessing that is already moving toward you, ready to return multiplied, overflowing, and filled with divine purpose.